gained 8 yards on that run, making it 3rd and 2.
Big run on that play. They just went to the weak side. They took the motion man to the right side, and they came back to the left off tackle. 3rd and 2. They're going to be going to Howlett again right up the middle. Here it comes.
Landolfi is the quarterback. In the backfield is Howlett, and number 23.
He didn't get the first down.
Well, number 23 with the ball that time was Mike Jones.
Mike Jones is their speed back, okay? He's about 5'10", 170. He's their shifty back. Fortunately, they didn't give the ball to Howlett on that play. That was a bad call on the Archbishop Williams part.
And Westwood's defense has been up to it early on. Back for Westwood will be number 41, Brett Jacobson. Kicking or punting off for rather number 33, it looks like Kurt Charlton. Kurt will be kicking from his 20-yard line. Almost blocked. That ball is going to bounce into Brett's arms at about the 35-yard line where he will be. And there's a fumble on the play, and it looks like it's been recovered by Archie's. Archbishop Williams recovers at Westwood's 36-yard line where they'll take over 1st and 10. A big break there early on for Archie's.
Yeah, that's something Westwood did not need. You go out there, you stop them 3 plays and a punt, and then you come back and turn it over to them. Hey, but Westwood's been coming back all year, and, you know, they're going to have to do it again right now.
It's going to be tough for the receivers and anybody fielding punts and kicks today to be handling that ball. The wind is coming off the Charles, and up here in the booth it's cold, and we're out of the wind, but our hands are pretty blue at the moment.
They're going to be going off tackle right here.
Landolfi handing off to Howlett. Going to be upended by Thurman, it looks like, number 88, with help from number 66, Mike Shea. Gain of about 2 on the play.
Yeah, nothing tricky about the Archie Bills offense. You know where they're going to go. They telegraph every play, but nobody's been able to stop them yet.
And we asked Paul about their passing attack as well.
Can't give too much either, because it's obviously not a one-dimensional team. They do have other people.
No, we really haven't keyed on anybody, even the Farrell routine at Medfield and Washington. Our defense is geared to stop a run inside and outside, no matter who's carrying it, and our secondary is geared to stop the pass. That's their job. So if we all do our job, you know, everybody does his own individual aspects of the defense. It's a team idea. If somebody breaks down, that's when you get into problems, and keying on one guy can do that.
How's their passing attack?
It's good when it has to be, you know. I mean, when you got a kid that can run, he's a horse, he's a load, he carries things for people in. You don't have to pass very well. I think today's wind is going to affect their passing more than ours because they're not as used to passing as we are.
All right, thank you.
Paul's comments on their passing game, and we've got a timeout called by Archbishop Williams.
Yeah, a little confusion on the Archie Bills side. They went up to snap the ball. The quarterback saw somebody out of position or something. Howlett went up to him and said, go with the play anyway, and then they just wasted a timeout there.
Break there for Westwood. Obviously, Westwood's defense showing them something that they had not seen in the films prior to today.
Yeah, the defense so far has been stuffing them. One other thing I want to point out is on that fumbled punt, look for number 41 on Westwood, Brett Jacobson, to come back with some big plays today.
Did that against Holliston.
Yeah, he's an excellent player. He's a wild man. He's like a California type of player. You know, he just gets out there and goes with the flow and comes up with some big plays for you.
Goes with the flow, huh? Is he going to go to school in California?
He's going to be going to UCLA. Yeah, he's going to become a surfer and a football player out there.
You know, that's totally awesome. You know what I mean? Oh my God. We've got 2nd and about 12 for Archbishop Williams. They are at Westwood's 39-yard line. Howlett and Tuzik in the backfield, I formation.
Here's the reverse.
End around. Hit by number... A good hit there. Let's see if we can pick up
like Mike Shea. Looked like Mike Shea on the tackle there.
All right, we'll credit Mike Shea with that one. Also in on the tackle was number 87. And 87 is Tom Bean. And I think Tom made the initial pop. The ball carrier was number 23, Mike Jones, on that end around. Gain of about 4 on the play. We'll call it 3rd and 8. They're at Westwood's 35-yard line.
We may finally see a pass here by Archie Bills.
Nope. Howlett with the ball again around that right end. And it looks like we have a flag on the play as well. Unless it's a yellow towel dropped by one of the Archie players.
Well, if it's a flag, it's either going to be a hold or a clip on Archie's. That's
Yeah,
that's
in
where
that
it
area,
is.
Yeah, I'd say it's probably a clip. Yeah, there you go. Clipping against Archbishop Williams. That'll bring the ball back 15 yards, making it third and about 17 for Archie.
I'll tell you, Raj, the Westwood defense is really...
Holding up well.
Oh, that front seven is, they're controlling the line of scrimmage. They really are. And, everyone says, well, they're spotting 30 pounds a man and Westwood's small and all this other stuff. I'll tell you what, Brad Pindell and Mike Shea, they're not small kids.
Not by a long shot.
These kids are 6'3", they weigh over 200 pounds, Bruce McKinnon, he's a big kid. They're not small kids. Plus,
McKinnon
they're
goes
quick.
about 194.
Uh-huh.
And Pindell, Ron Priori, he's 5'11", about 166. Now we got, almost got there's a fumble on the play, and Westwood recovers it.
And McKinnon made that play. He came in and forced the fumble. Big play. That's what quickness is all about. He blew right by that kid.
We will now get to see what Westwood's offense can do against this Archbishop Williams defense. And we asked Eric Wilfinger, what can your offense do against this team today? And for his comments, hold on.
What does your team have to do today on offense against this team, against Archbishop Williams? They've got a bigger defense than you've probably seen all year.
Our game plan coming in was really to throw the ball almost every down, but obviously that's going to be very difficult with the conditions the way they are right now. We really want to control the ball more on the short passing game. We're obviously going to have to go to the short passing game now, but both teams I think have the same philosophy. Both teams are so worried about each other's offenses they want to keep the ball away from. They're more of a ball possession type, take the time off the clock offense anyway. They basically just run the ball. It's going to be interesting. It's really going to dictate, obviously, the flip of the coin is going to be very important today. Whoever has to win at a certain time, we're really going to have to make a major decision early.
And there's Warren throwing to Narciso at the 40-yard line. Ball is complete, pass is complete. That's going to be a first down for Westwood.
Right on the numbers, as usual. One big advantage Westwood enjoys is they have Bill McGrail, okay, up top. He's the spotter up there with the phones. He sees things on the defense from where he is, some weak spots that Westwood can attack. And throughout the season, I think Bill has literally called about 5 touchdowns for Westwood. Medfield, the first touchdown, he called that play to Tom Bean, and the first touchdown in Thanksgiving.
All right, we have Warren at quarterback, handing that ball up to Marcus Despinoza. Breaks open over the left side, and he's going to go in off the way. Marcus Despinoza making the run.
He's in there.
Touchdown!
He's in there.
Touchdown, Westwood with a 6-0 lead. Great run by Marcus and some beautiful blocking for him as well. No flags on the play.
Unbelievable blocking. Great cut outside by Marcus. And I'll tell you, it's great. Walter's out right now for the first quarter, and Marcus is replacing him, and he just gets in there. You'd never know. You'd never know they were missing anything. I'll tell you that right now.
Marcus is only a junior. He'll be coming back next year, and this is great experience for him in a big game.
He is a tremendous defensive player. I didn't know he was that good an offensive player. Now I know.
And number 62 came off the field limping. That would be Steve Lund.
He's had a fabulous year at center.
And we've got Quinn with the point after attempt, kicking barefoot. Jamie McMillan holding. The kick is down. The snap is up, and it's good. Westwood with a 7-0 lead here with about 5:39 left in the first quarter.
I'll tell you what, up to this point in the game,
Westwood's played well.
they've completely dominated up front. They really have. These big, giant weightlifters from Archie Bills, they're just not as quick as our people, and you got to be quick out there. I think playing on the artificial turf definitely helps Westwood.
Well, it's a good dry day to be playing on this type of a turf, too. We'll have we'll have 84 kicking off, and that would be Rich Glynn. Rich Glynn, as you said, just eligible because the soccer team finished their season, so we haven't seen much of him this year.
He's got the long
He's got
leg.
a foot. I
He
watched
can
him
boom
in
him.
practice. He can really get it up there.
I'd also like to congratulate coaches John Smith and Mike Chase as their Pop Warner C team won the Pop Warner Super Bowl last weekend.
North Attleboro.
Yeah, they beat North Attleboro, and that's a great thing because now we know we got some good teams in the future.
And I think that's the key to this Westwood High School team, that there's good feeder programs. And we've got number 1, Resnick with the ball, being brought down at his 27-yard line by number 19, Canales again, and he was in on that first tackle.
Boy, that kid likes to hit, I'll tell you what.
He's everywhere
I mean,
today.
that was great. He just got right through there, and Usually the first guy down is your wedge breaker. You know, he's not going to make the tackle. He's just going to force the runner to go up the middle and take on some blockers. He takes on the blockers, plus he gets through and makes the tackle. He's a bonus type player, you know.
Archbishop Williams will be 1st and 10 from their 27, looking to get on track. Turnovers key for both teams early on in this game. Westwood able to capitalize. Howlett with a big hole up the middle. Finally brought down by number 44, Tom O'Leary, and 66.
Westwood, they were in a 4-4 stack that play. They were blitzing the 2 linebackers up the middle, and they didn't make the play at the line. If you're blitzing up the middle, you don't make the play at the line, boy. There's not a whole lot behind you.
66 is Rob Sweeney, and that's a first down for Archie's at Westwood's 39-yard line. And that Howlett, he is a load. Howlett with the ball again, but this time only about the line of scrimmage, met by that front foursome of Westwood's defense.
Yep. Bruce McKinnon in on the tackle. Paul Thurmond in on the tackle.
Ron Priori, number 51. 53, McKinnon. 2nd and 9 at the 40-yard line of Archie's.
Westwood wearing green for the first time in there. This is their 4th Super Bowl appearance. Maybe it'll bring them good luck.
Well, they didn't do too bad the first time they were here for white. And a great tackle there in the backfield made by number 53, Bruce McKinnon.
Bruce McKinnon, boy, he's having a great game so far. He is out-quicking that kid like you wouldn't believe.
I think this Westwood defense feels that they have something that they need to prove to a number of people. Westwood came in as an underdog strictly because of the size of Archbishop Williams, and this Westwood defense wants to show some people that, hey, they are a big team, but we're a good team too, and we can make the plays.
And I tell you, what good is 30 extra pounds if you can't catch the guy, you know? It doesn't matter. Bruce has been blowing by this guy all day. It's like a revolving door.
Third and 11. Howlett with the ball, trying to get around the right end. Going to be hit by number 59 of Westwood, and 59 is Brad Pindell.
The cornerback, who was that? Brett Jacobson came up and forced that play inside. That was a nice play by Brett.
Brett stringing that play out a little bit, which gave Pindell time to get to the runner.
Yeah.
We've got them back at the line of scrimmage, 4th and 10, and another big series for that Westwood defense. Jacobson back to receive. Almost blocked again. They're just getting that kick off, and Jacobson will take that ball and drop it and then fall on it at about the 37-yard line where Westwood will be 1st and 10.
I'll tell you, being as windy as it is today, it's really tough to field those punts.
Well, I'll tell you, 32, Jim Kern's kicking that ball for Archie's. If he keeps going the way he's going, I'm predicting we're going to see a blocked punt.
You're right, Roger. He kicks a low punt. He doesn't get it up there, and it's coming off his foot low. And if Westwood goes for the block, they can get it.
He's slow getting that kick off, too.
He is slow. The whole team's slow.
If you say so, Bill. Fortunately, we're high above them, so
I'm
they
a little,
can't hear us
I'm a little
and they can't
biased.
come get us. Greg Warren, the quarterback. Cross buck, which it looked like there was a fumble, and Warren had to swallow that ball before Archie fell on it. So there'll be a loss of about 3 yards on the play, call it 2 yards. 2nd and 12. Mix up in there on the handoff. The communication wasn't there.
Nice crowd today, huh, Raj? We got a lot of
sides.
parents, yeah, a lot of ex-players here. I see Dan Shagru and Bobby Brooks. And
It's almost like
Billy Brooks.
Thanksgiving game all over again.
It is. Okay, here comes Westwood again.
Warren from the shotgun. Looking for Dalrymple, and he's going to be hit before he can really get the pass off, and that's one thing that he hasn't had a lot of this year, and that's getting sacked.
I'll tell you, the official was right there. Craig Dalrymple did a square out. The ball dropped, and then number 1 comes up and slams him from behind. He should have got called for that. That's unsportsmanlike. The official was right there, didn't make the call.
Well, I think they'll probably say something next time around. They better.
Yeah.
Key 3rd down here for Westwood. Look for Warren to be passing again, and look for him to try to get that ball to... Oh, it's going to be a draw play! And it's going to be to Despinoza, and Despinoza goes nowhere, so nobody was fooled on that play, except me.
I'll tell you, Archie's has got a pretty good pass defense right now. They're not going to give up the deep one, it doesn't look. They got 3 guys lined up about 12 yards off the line of scrimmage, and then their outside backers are splitting out with the wide outs, and they're giving them a pop off the line, and then they're getting into the flat pretty good.
Greg Warren drops back to punt, and receiving will be number 1, Resnick, and can't see the other gentleman's number, 23. Calls for the fair catch and lets it bounce and takes a nice westward bounce. It'll go out at about the 22-yard line. A great kick for Greg, putting Archies deep in their own territory.
And field position's a big thing, and Westwood's had it today.
Thus far in the game, Westwood seems to be controlling the momentum, putting Archies deep in their own zone, not able to really get anything going. Each of their drives, but they've had the ball, they haven't been able to get anything started, and they've had to punt. They had the one break where they recovered the Westwood fumble, and they weren't able to capitalize on that either. That defense has just been tenacious.
It's been incredible. We have the Walter Burl countdown right now. 1:55 till Walter Burl enters the ball game, who, in my opinion, is he's only a junior. He may be the best all-around player on Westwood.
Well, I think Mike Shea could fill in that backfield very nicely, and we saw him do that earlier in the year.
He did a great job
He
at fullback
certainly
in
did.
that game.
Howlett in the middle. Gonna be
Absolutely
stopped by number
nothing.
51, Ron Fiore.
Absolutely
Ron Fiore playing a
nothing.
big game early on here. Gain of maybe a yard. Calling it 2nd and 9. They're at the 24-yard line.
Rob Sweeney with a nice play there. You know what's amazing about Rob Sweeney is this is his first year playing.
Yes, it is.
Didn't even play football before. Just comes out for the team as a senior and just totally dominates at nose guard.
As we come out of the huddle, Archie's is 2nd and 9 from their 25-yard line. That's number 23 with the ball, and 23 is going to be tackled by... See if we can pick up the number for you. Looks like number 53, Bruce McKinnon. 23 carrying the ball is Mike Jones.
And again, an excellent defensive call by Coach Carroll. Again, he figured they'd probably be going outside, so he takes the tackles, moves them in, moves the linebackers outside so they can shut down the sweep. And, you know, they did. Now you got 3rd and 5. They're going to be running Howlett off tackle to the left.
This should be a very evenly matched game throughout. Both teams average about 30 points a game in scoring, and they've only given up, well, each of them under 10 points per game. So this is going to be a very tight affair. That's Howlett with the ball again, and getting it maybe about 2 yards on the play, where he'll be 3rd and about 3, we'll call it. 4th and 3,
Yeah,
rather.
4th. They're going to be kicking again.
And another great stand for that Westwood defense. So back again for Westwood will be Brett Jacobson.
Archie's has had the ball now 4 times, and I'm
And
including the opening one, and then they recovered the punt, and then 2 other times. They've been stuffed every single time.
So they're going to have to open their game up a little bit. It seems Westwood's controlling Howlett to this point. They're going to have to find some way to open it up a little bit.
almost got
blocked
to it.
again. Jacobson calling for the fair catch at his 40-yard line, and Westwood will start with some very good field position when they take over. There you can see Brett Jacobson getting congratulations from Tom Bean.
And that's the period. So we will now see number 25, Walter Burl, enter the ball game. And I'll tell you something, look for something big from Walter here.
And at the end of the first quarter, we have Westwood with the lead, 7-0. We're going to take a short timeout and come right back. All right, when we come back, bring it up. And we're back. That's Brett Jacobson in motion. Handoff to Mr. Burl in the ball game for the first time, and he gains about 6 yards on that play, 7 yards. Tackled by number 23, Mike Jones.
Nice hole on that play, opened up by Steve Lund and Mike Shea. Let me give you the offensive line. We have Steve Lund playing center, Mike Shea at guard, Brad Pindell at tackle. On the other side, you have Paul Campanelli, only a sophomore at guard, and Tom Murray at the tackle. The offensive line, I think we passed more than ever this year, yet we've let up the least amount of sacks.
Jacobson, motion left. And that's going to go to Walter Burl again, and this time he's going to get stuffed by that front line of the Archbishop Williams defense. 73 leading the way, Mark Watts. And we had some other comments by Eric on this Archbishop Williams team. Didn't we? Eric, are you there?
See this catch the ball. Can you run against this defense? We'll find out.
Eric thus far having no problem running against this team. A little late jumping in with his comments. We'll let it go this time.
We got 3rd and 1 here. Big play. Look for Mr. Burl again.
And we're going to have a flag on that play. Archbishop's going to be offside, so that's going to be the first down for Westwood, automatically not having to worry about the run.
Nice job there by Steve Lund. He saw the kid jump off sides, and as soon as he saw it, he snapped the ball right away.
We had a young man on the team a couple of years ago who was excellent at that, and Joe Bean.
Joe Bean, one of the best centers ever at Westwood High.
Automatically knew that as soon as somebody was offside, snap the ball, whether it was the count or not, take the 5 yards. And Lund doing an excellent job there as well. Automatic first down for Westwood.
Yeah.
First and 10 from Archie's 47-yard line.
Steve Lund with a 5-yard gain on that play.
You won't see it anywhere in the papers, but he'll take credit for it. Westwood in the shotgun. And that's going to be no gain, actually maybe a loss of a yard on the play. The ball carrier was...
Looked like Walter.
Yes, it was. Walter Burrell.
Okay, Westwood's going to come out with their throwing now. They got they're in 4-down territory, so they're gonna start putting it up in the air here.
And they still got some ways to go before they could even think about attempting a field goal at this position of the game. The wind is blowing against the kicker at this point in time, so they'd have to gain another 20 yards before they'd feel relatively safe kicking the ball.
Dalrymple with all kinds of room to work with over there.
And that's who he's looking for. Dalrymple in the middle. Incomplete. Just shy. The ball was just behind him a little bit, and I think the wind might have had some effect on it.
Might have been interference. I don't know. I couldn't really tell if the kid hit him or not.
Well,
but,
good call picking him up, Bill. You picked out the receiver right away.
Well, I would have run a post corner, not a post, but... and, you know...
That's why you were a running back instead of a receiver.
I know it. But they're giving Dalrymple... Dalrymple can run a 10-yard out on that kid any time. The kid is giving him about a 15-yard cushion.
All right, some confusion as to who lines up on what side. We got Dalrymple split wide left. Warren looking left. Incomplete, almost intercepted by number 22, Chuck Walter. So now we'll have 4th and 10 for Westwood.
Westwood, they're going to be punting on this play. Eric is playing field position. He's playing the odds, and he should be. You're up 7-0. That's what you do.
And Greg Warren is very, very good at placing the ball in the coffin corner. Has been very successful at that all season. And let's see if he can figure this wind out, blowing into his face, and nail one of those right at the goal line.
He's almost as good a punter as he is a quarterback.
And that ball is going to be caught and down at about the 24-yard line by number 23, Mike Jones. Archbishop Williams, 1st and 10.
What do you think, Roger? You think Archie's is going to try to put it up a little bit here?
I don't think they have any choice. The running game hasn't really gotten off the ground yet.
Yeah.
I think they have to try the pass a couple of times on this series to see what kind of success that they have. They have to open up the middle a little bit to allow Howler to be successful.
That's right. Westwood, you know, they're putting 8 people up front, and you know, in order to back them off a little, you gotta throw the ball a little bit here and there.
Yep. Archie's has to make Westwood respect their run, and right now, the only way they're going to do that is throwing the ball a little bit. And it looks like we've got a penalty on the play.
Yeah, procedure on Archie's. Now, you'll notice, now that Walter's in the game, Westwood gets away from that 5-2 eagle and 4-4 stack. They're now in a 5-3 stack. Okay.
Want to explain that, Bill, for those of us that don't know what 5-3 stack
Okay,
eagle means?
here's what we're doing. We have 5 people up on the line. We have 3 linebackers stacked behind the nose guard and the 2 defensive ends. And what it does is you have 8 people up front shutting down this Archie Bills run-in attack.
Okay, here we go. Landolfi keeping the ball and going nowhere, maybe a yard or two, but again, that running game just has not materialized for Archbishop Williams, and they've got the Archbishop walking the sidelines. I've seen him genuflecting a couple of times here today, saying a few prayers, hoping that something will start.
Well, they can't figure it out. They're like, geez, we all bench press 300 and 400 pounds, and we can't push these guys around. What's the problem? I don't know. Maybe it's the unbelievable coaching of Paul Carroll.
Well, I'm sure the Westwood guys throw the metal around a little bit, too.
Yeah, they do. They do.
Landolfi looking to make the pass, and he's looking for number 43, incomplete, and 43 on that play was Chris Standring.
He had a step on him.
He did have a step on him, and actually Landolfi overthrew him a little bit.
Yeah, it was a nice throw. They just missed their connections.
I think that's because Standring slowed down and stopped. He should have just kept going and gotten the ball. All right, we'll be in a 3rd down situation, 3rd and 15 we'll call it for Archies. They're at their 20-yard line, we'll say. coming out of the huddle now.
Here we go. Look for screen and draw. Screen and draw.
7:54 left in the half. Passing again, looking for number 41. Oh, and a great play there made by number 41, Brett Jacobson, on 41, the receiver, Bob Tuzik.
Boy, I'll tell you, perfectly timed hit. As soon as that ball came to his area, Brett just laid one into him.
I don't know if Tuzik would have got the ball anyway. It was just a little bit out of his reach, but Brett Jacobson made sure that there was not going to be any receptions made. And now he'll drop back to receive the punt. And punting will be number 33, I think it is. And 33 is Kurt Charlton. See if he can get this one off without a block. This would be a big play for Westwood to block this one here.
A little high on the snap.
Oh, they almost got it.
I think
might
they
have
may have
tipped it.
tipped
They
it.
might have
I think
tipped
they tipped it, Raj. And now they get beautiful field position.
50-yard line, 1st and 10, and I think they might have gotten a piece of that,
Yep.
and that's why it just wobbled.
Another excellent series for the defense. You know, I'd like to know.
They can smell a block. They can smell a block punt.
Yeah, they got one coming one of these series soon. I think Archie Bills, if we were to get the statistics right now, I think they probably have negative yards on offense.
Well, if Ed Santoro should happen to drop by at halftime, we'll find that out for sure. We'll also get a breakdown of what's been happening from BU as well. They'll give us a breakdown on it. 15, Marcus Despinoza having the game of his life today.
Previews of coming attractions for next year.
Yeah, and they've got some pretty good quarterbacks coming back next year, and Jamie McMillan, number 11, and number 8, Bob Gindon throws that ball pretty well, too. I was watching them in the pregame. They got some pretty good arms.
They do. They have excellent arms, and with receivers like Narciso and Burl and Jacobson and Despinosa coming back, he's going to have some people to throw to.
And Gindon's only a sophomore. 1st and 10 for Westwood. They're at the 35-yard line of Archbishop Williams. And that's Walter Burl with the ball. Up the middle, gain of about maybe 5 or 6 yards. And they're running at will.
Excellent blocking there by Campanelli and Murray. They opened up a nice hole.
Call it 2nd and 4, or 2nd and 3. They just moved the yard marker on me again. They're at the 28-yard line of Archbishop Williams. Westwood with a quick offense here now. Warren to Despinoza. Despinoza smothered by number 87, Dave Santososo, and number 42, Bill Kinscherf.
Good defense on the play. Good defense. Tom Murray's another one. He's the big man on the team. As a matter of fact, his nickname is Big. He's 6'6", 270. He just came out for the team last year as a junior. Never played football before. Now he's out there in the Super Bowl knocking people around.
Tom Murray is 6'6", 270. Not according to my book here, Bill.
What do you have on it?
I have 5'11", 177.
Tom Murray, 6'6", 267, 270.
Well, somebody's wrong.
Take a look on the field.
Well, they've also got him listed here as a junior, too. Yep. Tom O'Leary, 5'11", 177, junior.
Raj, you're talking about the wrong guy. I'm talking about Tom Murray, the tackle.
I'm a little hard of hearing today. I'm sorry. According to this, Tom Murray's number 70, and Bill says he's 6'6" and 267, a senior, and I stand corrected. That's the first mistake I've made in 78, I think is the last one.
Is that right?
Yeah.
The guy Roger was referring to is Tom O'Leary,
who's also played exceptionally well on defense
yes,
this year.
he's had a great year at linebacker, and he'll be back next year.
3rd and inches. Warren, see if he keeps this ball. No, he'll hand that ball off, and the ball carrier will be stuffed, and they will not get the 1st down.
Well, here's a big play coming up. You know, you got 4th and about a yard. If Westwood can punch it in this series for a touchdown, you know, they got a 14-point lead against a team that doesn't throw well. They're in business. So this is the biggest play of the game coming up right now.
Well, they're definitely going to go for it. And look for an end around with Brett Jacobson to carry the ball.
You know, they may try to draw him off sides here. They may try to get the cheap one here.
Despinoza is in the backfield. And Warren looking for a quick pass to Craig Dalrymple. Incomplete. Could not hold on to it. He was knocked out of bounds by number 22, Chuck Walters. So a big play there for Archie's on that 4th down.
Gutsy call by Eric. It was a good call. The play was there. But, you know, those things happen.
And it may not have been a first down even if it had been the reception. It was right on the borderline. So we'll go 1st and 10 for Archie's from their 27-yard line, which sounds familiar. It seems to me they've been 1st and 10 on their 27 all day.
And then they move back from there. They're going to come with their game plan still. They're going to send Howlett off tackle again, I'm sure.
And there's Howlett off tackle, as predicted. And as usual, that Westwood defense is there to greet him. That's Tom Bean.
Yeah, the Archie Bills, I mean, if they're running against a 5-3 stack, they're running in. They have one tackle trying to block our guy and a linebacker. He's trying to block 2 guys, and they're just going to have to get away from that a little bit.
2nd and about 8 for Archie's. Gain of 2 on that play. They're at their 29. Landolfi pitching it out to Mike Jones. Mike Jones trying to get around the right end, and he'll be upended by number 41, Brett Jacobson, and number 51, Ron Priori. He'll gain about 6 yards on the play, and we'll call it 3rd and 3 from the 35-yard line.
Priori, another one of those Westwood players, not the biggest guy in town, but he is quick. He gets to the ball very well, and he likes to lay the helmet on some people.
Howlett, nowhere. Stopped again by that Westwood defense, led by Ron Fiore, number 51, and number 44, Tom O'Leary.
And another big call by Paul Carroll. What he did there is he lined up in that 5-3 stack again and shot his linebackers right in the gaps. He had 8 people coming on that play.
And once again, Archbishop Williams will be forced to punt. They do not have a first down as yet in this game.
They really haven't come close.
Not even. Jacobson back. This punt is, and we've got a timeout called by Archbishop Williams.
And with about 4 minutes left, Westwood will get the ball. And they'll be putting it up in the air, I promise you that.
4:06 left and a half. Kirk Charlton will be punting once they get underway again. And again, this Westwood defense is smelling blocked punt all afternoon. Charlton has got the wind at his back, which will help him, but he's got to get it off first.
What do you think? I think they're probably going to be coming on this play, don't you, Raj?
I don't see why they shouldn't be. I mean,
yeah, I think you're going to see 10 men coming on the ball right now.
Until Charlton shows us that he can get the ball off in time and punt reasonably well, I don't see any reason why he shouldn't try to get the block. I mean, you know Brett Jacobson is going to give you a decent return even if there's nobody back there to protect him.
Well, they're set up for the return here.
This one they get off, and it's a short punt, though. It'll bounce at about the 37-yard line and take a great bounce for Archbishop Williams, and it'll go out of bounds at about the 30-yard line where Westwood takes over 1st and 10. So with the bounce, a reasonably decent punt for Archbishop Williams there, and no rush.
No, Westwood didn't come and get it. I guess they didn't want to risk a roughing the kicker or something like that.
Well, we've known Eric and Paul Carroll to pull some rabbits out of the hat.
Maybe you'll see a hook and wagon coming up here.
I like that one.
That'd be a good call right about now.
I haven't seen them do that too much this year. I think they've only tried it once or twice. Brett Jacobson with the ball in the middle. Stopped by the Archbishop Williams defense, led by number 43, Chris Standring. Gain of about a yard on the play, 2nd and 9.
Jacobson with a carry, gain of 3 yards. 2nd and 8.
Thus far, the difference in the game, a great run by Marcus Despinoza in the first quarter.
No one would have expected Westwood to come out running the way they did.
Certainly not Marcus Despinoza. Incomplete, intended for Brian Narciso.
There's really a lot of coverage over in that area. You know, there were 2 Archie Bills guys over in that area covering. I think
the receivers have been open, even though the coverage has been there.
Yeah.
Just the inability of getting the ball to them.
But the right side seems to be more open. Also, they should be looking for Tom Bean a little bit more.
I agree. Yeah, we haven't seen Tom much at all.
Yeah, they're really
Tom's
working
role
on-
basically this afternoon has been as a blocking end.
There he
Tom's
is, wide open over the middle.
And they missed him.
He had him wide
was
open
wide
over the
open.
middle.
They went to Craig Dalrymple. His pass was incomplete.
But I promise you, Bill McGrail spotted that, and he will call down to the sidelines, let him know to come back to that play. Maybe not right now. They're going to be kicking the ball right now. But, you know, next series, you're going to see that play run again. You're going to see the ball thrown
That'll
to
be the
Tom
last
Bean.
time today that Warren misses Bean open over the middle. And Warren will drop back to punt. Now we've got 23 Mike Jones and Ed Resnick, number 1, back to receive the punt. Nice
And
high
line
spiraling
drive.
punt. And that'll be Mike Jones with the ball at his 40, 45,
Clip there. I
50,
saw a clip.
40. Finally brought down at Westwood's 35-yard line. He was upended and fumbled ball. Westwood recovered the fumble.
There's a big break.
Great
They
minds think
needed
alike.
that. They needed that because that was the one big play Archie Bills has had. It had, you know, they had a little momentum there. They may have gone in and tied it up. We don't know. But now Westwood has the ball back.
And I'd like to know who made that hit to upend him so that he dropped that ball. We missed the tackler on that play, but whoever it was, he did a great job.
Now a good first down call right now
Would be
the
that play.
That play to Bean over the middle. You're right, Raj. Because Archie Bills did not have time to go over to their coaches and make the adjustment.
All right, let's see if they go to it. It looks like the same formation. That's going to be Walter Burrow with the ball, driving. Penalty on the play. Flags thrown all over the place. Archie Bills stacking them up in the middle.
You see a flag like that come in late, that might
Late
be a
hit.
face mask or something like that. Let's see what we got. Okay, it's going to be an unintentional face mask by Archbishop Williams.
That'll make it 1st and 10 Westwood from their 40-yard line. Call it.
Walter Ball with a carry.
And Walter,
I'm sorry,
he
second
carried
down.
about 5 guys with him
He
for
certainly
that.
did.
For that, you know, it wasn't a big gain, but geez, they should have stopped him at the line of scrimmage. He carried him for like 3 yards.
That'll be 2nd and 4 for Archbishop Williams. They haven't changed the yard marker as yet. Now let's see if they come back to that play over the middle. In the shotgun. Warren, there he is, open over the middle, looking for him. They read it pretty well that time, though.
Good
Incomplete.
defense.
Yep.
Good defense there.
And number 41 on the coverage was Bob Tuzik, and also 43, Chris Standring. That'll make it 3rd. I'm sorry, it is 2nd down now. You retain the 1st down on the penalty, so it's only 2nd down now. 2nd and about 3, we'll call it, from the 40-yard line. Brian Narciso splitting wide left with Dalrymple wide right. You got
Wideouts have been quiet so far today. Let's look for something to them here.
Burl and Despinoza in the backfield. Despinoza with the draw up the middle. Had the hole, but he split to the left and ran right into the arms of number 50, Chris Healy.
Espinoza with a carry.
3rd and 4. Maybe a loss of about a yard on the play.
Yeah, the Archbishop Williams defense is playing real well right now. They really are. Westwood's got to spread them out a little bit, though. Maybe go with a, you know, trips to the right or something like that.
Well, we'll probably have a pass into to the left, short left pass in the flats to Dalrymple. Despinoza splitting out left.
Middle screen.
And that's Walter Burrow with the ball at the 40. Almost up to midfield, makes it up to about the 47-yard line, where it should be 1st down for Westwood.
That's a great call by Eric. The linemen just let the defensive linemen get past them. They think they're going to get to the quarterback for a big sack.
And Burl is down. He's
Oh,
slow to
boy.
get up. He was hurt on the play. Might have got the wind knocked out of him as he was being taken down. We'll have to wait and see. But you're right, Bill. That was a great call.
Yeah, great call. Right now the concern is Mr. Burrell okay? Walter has a history of like he gets burners when he gets hit. He gets burners right down his neck, shoulder area, and it could be that.
Well, we've got trainer Don McGilvery out there looking at him.
I'll say one thing: if it's at all possible for Walter to
He'll be
play,
back.
I mean, he plays with a few bangs and bruises. He doesn't care.
1:44 left in the half. Westwood is up 7-0 in this game, and it's been a great game for Westwood thus far. Archbishop Williams unable to get untracked and get any kind of offense going, and when they have, they've coughed the ball up.
It's been surprisingly, I thought it would be a high-scoring game. A lot of other people did,
I thought it would be a close, high-scoring game.
Yeah, with Westwood's
Walter is up.
aerial. He's fine.
And it looks like it might have been, as we thought, getting the wind knocked out of him as he went down.
Yeah. But he's okay. He'll be back in the next play.
So we have Westwood 1st and 10, and they are at the 47-yard line.
First down for Westwood, ball on their 48.
Coming out of the huddle, we get Dalrymple splitting wide left. Timeout called by Westwood here.
Timeout Westwood.
Looking at the Archbishop Williams defense, they might have seen something that did not look familiar.
Well,
So with the timeouts that they have available, why not call it rather than take the chance?
The only thing I question is this: in that formation, they came out with trips to the left. Okay, they're on the left hash mark. If you're gonna go trips, do it to the right side. You have much more field to work with. You got a right-handed quarterback.
You're going to question Eric Wilfinger?
Right now I am. Why not, huh?
All right.
It should be pointed out that Eric is by far the best offensive coach Westwood has ever had.
No argument. Probably the best football coach that Westwood has.
Yeah, oh yeah, easily. His record stands at, I believe, 44-5-2 with 3 league titles and 3 Super Bowl appearances.
Yeah, the key thing is that Eric coached a lot of these kids when they were in Pop Warner. So he's seen them come up through the ranks, and as we said earlier, Billy McGrail doing a great job with that feeder program, Pop Warner now, and John Smith.
Yeah.
The feeder programs just continually pump out the good players, and that makes Eric's job a little bit easier once they get to high school.
Yeah,
they've been well taught and trained.
And, down in the Pop Warner system, they run a lot of the things that they use up here at the high school, so when they get up there, it's not totally new to them.
Okay, we got Greg in a shotgun. Greg looking over the middle. Number 41, Brett Jacobson, unable to hold on to the ball. Incomplete. That'll make it 2nd and 10.
I'll tell you, it's got to be tough to hang on to that ball. It's so cold. That ball hits your hands. It feels like a rock,
Yep. Wide open spaces here at BU's Nickerson Field, and the wind whips right off the Charles River. Does not make it easy. Warren running back into the huddle after getting the play from Wilfinger.
You're going to see him putting it up in the air every play right now.
There's only 1:26 left in the half.
Okay, you
got
got
a 7-0
Dalrymple
lead.
all alone on the right side, all alone with that kid.
And they're going to go with an option to Despinoza on that play that he scored the touchdown on earlier in the game, but this time he does not have enough room on the sideline, and he's run out of bounds at about the 47-yard line of Archbishop Williams, where it'll be 3rd and about 5.
I'll tell you what, I'd go with that same formation. I'd have Dalrymple do a stop and go. Stop and go. Run out, turn around, pump the ball to him right up the sideline.
We have a timeout called by Westwood. 1:27 left in the half.
You may see some type of gimmick play coming up here, Raj.
Nah, we've never known Eric to do anything like that. It's been an excellent game to watch. One of the best ones we've seen all season.
Yeah, it's been exciting, that's for sure. Good weather conditions, no snow, no rain, none of that type stuff.
And stay with us for halftime. We will have a couple of interviews. One of them being Frank Wall of the Daily Transcript, covering the game today. Again, we'd like to thank Patterson Insurance Agency for paying the MIA fee to cover the game today. Without their support and their help, we would not have been able to cover the game. So if you happen to be in the area, or even if you're not, take the time to stop in and thank Jack and Jack Patterson for his support in being able to allow Cablevision Services to cover the game today. We really appreciate everything that they've done for us. Warren with a shotgun for an arm and a formation. Over the middle, intended for Tom Bean, incomplete. A little bit high. And as usual, Greg Warren staying in the pocket up until the very last second to get that pass off, and he took a pretty good hit after he got the pass off.
He's got to get away from throwing to that left so much. It's crowded over there. It really is. The right, over to the right, there's more field to work with, and it's just a lot more room for Greg to throw the ball.
Well, he's going to be punting to Ed Resnick now. 4th and about 4. punting from his 45, gets the punt off, takes a nice bounce, out of bounds at about the 15-yard line. Archbishop Williams will be deep in their territory once again. And that has been a key to the whole game. Archbishop Williams has been deep in their territory throughout most of the game. The one or two times that they've been able to cross midfield, they've coughed the ball up and turned the momentum back over to Westwood.
Now it's going to be interesting to see what Archie Bills does. They're going to do one or two things. They're either going to try to march 85 yards down the field and punch one in. They may be content, though, just to run the clock out and go into the halftime
They're
down
only
7-0.
7-0, that's right. And this is a high-powered offense for Archbishop Williams all year long. As we said, each team averages about 30 points a game, so either one of them can score in a hurry. Landolfi's the quarterback. End around to number 33, it looks like. 23. Mike Jones trying to get outside, and he'll be stopped by Tom Bean, number 87.
Nice play there by Tom. That kid is quick. He got outside there pretty good. If Tom didn't come up, he may have had some big yards on the play.
We'll have a 2nd and 4. Ball is now at about the 19-yard line.
And they're just content to run it out. They got 38 seconds left in the half. They're going to keep it on the ground here, I'm sure.
And Westwood will go into the locker room unless something changes with a 7-0 lead, and that has to be a big shot in the arm. And there's Howlett with the ball, still on his feet. Howlett finally brought down by number 51, Ron Priori, with a tackle there.
That was a nice run by him, real nice run. But, you know, Westwood is also, they're giving them the 10 yards. You know, they just don't want to give up the long one here.
That'll be 1st and 10 for Archies, and they'll have 23 seconds left in the half.
No
They'll try
problem.
to do something.
Westwood will be going into their prevent defense, I'm sure. They'll have 4 guys deep to stop the deep pass.
Westwood called the timeout. I'm sorry, Archbishop Williams called the timeout after that play. And I'm not sure, Bill, but I think if they have any timeouts remaining, it's only 1.
They've used, this is their 3rd one.
Okay.
Okay, I don't know how many you get per half. Is it 5 a half? I'm not sure. But they've used 3.
23 seconds left in the half. Should that lead stay the way it is, Westwood will go in with a big shot in the arm. I'm sure nobody, except maybe the Westwood team, and those of us that have watched them throughout the season, would expect Westwood to have gone into the locker room with a lead at halftime in this game.
No one even expected Westwood to be here at halftime at this game before the season started.
It's a good point. Landolfi handing the ball off on an end around to Resnick. Reverse, and he's wide open. Number 66 was Shea, and he couldn't get him. And he's going to be driven out of bounds by 87, Tom Bean, with a saving tackle. Otherwise, it was a 7-6 ball game.
Boy, I'll tell you, he was almost gone there. Westwood better tighten up now.
13 seconds left in the half. Being knocked out of bounds stops the clock automatically. 1st and 10 for Archbishop Williams.
And they've come to life.
And the ball will be 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line of Westwood. Paul Carroll calling his people over.
Yeah. Well, he's gonna point out a couple things. With 13 seconds left, they're not going to run the ball here. I'd be surprised if they did. They've run it all the way down the field, so he's got to tell his players, look, don't get sucked up on the run right now. Be aware of the pass.
Well, I think I'm going to disagree with you, Bill. The run seems to be their most effective weapon thus far in the game.
It's their only weapon. Yeah, it's their only weapon. But with 13 seconds left,
I think they'll go around the ends again and try to get the ball outside and maybe go out of bounds and save themselves a timeout.
Yeah. If they're going to try to do that, they're making a mistake. But they may
possible.
try. Yeah, you got 13 seconds. That gives you 2 plays to throw the ball,
Or
maybe
at least
3.
take the field goal.
Yeah, or set up
At least
the field
go into
goal.
the locker room with some sort of a score.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens.
Okay, here we go.
1st and 10 for Archbishop Williams at Westwood's 39-yard line. 13 seconds left in the half. Westwood with a 7-0 lead. Archbishop Williams threatening. And Bill, you're right. Here comes the pass. But he's not. He's going to be under pressure by Shea. And he's still up on his feet. And he's finally get him. It's Bruce McKinnon. It's Bruce McKinnon with the tackle, and that runs out the clock. And Westwood will go in the locker room with a 7-0 lead here at the halftime.
Well, the defense had to come through with the big one, and boy, did they ever.
All the receivers were covered.
Great play by Westwood defense
And
there.
you called it well, Bill. We'll give credit where credit is due. They came out with the pass, not the run.
Maybe
and
they
then ran
should
the
have
pocket.
run.
Maybe they should have. They certainly didn't do too well
Yeah,
with the pass.
they probably should have run.
All right, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll have some interviews at halftime, so please don't go away. I'm Roger Cummings with Bill Crabtree. Hope you're enjoying this game. Don't go away. In the game as far as yards receiving and Archie's game.
So obvious that Warren's having a trouble with the wind here. He's only completed the first pass he threw to Narciso for 7 yards, and that's been it. I get him for 1 for 7 for just 7 yards. Pretty much the story's been the defense. That all week long, the Westwood coaching staff was worried about Archbishop Williams, Brian Howlett, and they've held him pretty much under check in the first half. He's only got 54 yards and 12 carries, and he's fumbled the ball once. It's been pretty much a Westwood defense, I'd say, that's done the job.
All right, and as far as offense, obviously the only scoring thus far is Marcus Despinoza, who was a surprise starter in the beginning of the game. Walter Burrell didn't start.
Right. Despinoza just cut off that, cut down the left sideline. It was just seemed like nobody was there. He was just home free.
Free and clear and all the way in.
That's it.
So it's the way we like it. And here we are, Frank Wall, now longtime veteran of many high school football games. And tell me, Frank, how does this stack up with some of the games that you've seen in the past?
Well, this is one of the best defensive games. Like Dan says, the elements are pretty bad out here. The wind is back. We're going to get knocked off this damn thing here.
No kidding.
But anyway, I got a Notre Dame hat on. It Westwood looks like Notre Dame out there today. But they're playing a great game. I think that they have a great defensive coach in Paul Carroll. He stopped Hollett. He stopped all their backs. They haven't gained hardly anything at all. And Eric Wilfinger is an imaginative coach. He'll get it going in the second half. They'll score a couple more and they'll win the game. They're a great team. They play both sides of the ball excellently. Now, Danny saw them all year. It's the first time I've seen them. They impressed me defensively. And Warren, it's pretty hard to throw the ball in this wind, but he's a great quarterback. O'Leary is a great lineman, just like his father was at Brookline High. I'll tell you, they're a good team.
All right, well, we'd like to extend this a little bit further, but as you can see, it's a little bit windy up here, and we are way up above the field, and none of us are too comfortable standing here with the way the wind is blowing. So we're going to cut this short and get back down. Archie's is coming out on the field, so stay tuned for the second half of this exciting game. Don't go away. Thanks, guys.
We're on.
Here we go. Are we on? Here we are at the start of the second half. Westwood ahead, 7-0. Archbishop Williams kicks that ball off, too. Brett Jacobson taking the ball at his 15, trying to break outside, and he's going to be brought down there at about the 15 or 16-yard line, where Westwood will take over 1st and 10 to start off the second half.
And good kick coverage there. Let me go over some of the first half stats very quickly. For Westwood, Marcus Despinoza, 8 carries, 64 yards, a touchdown.
That's a career for him.
Yeah, Walter Burrell, 5 carries, 16 yards. Greg was 2 of 11 for 19. Not a good half for him, but he'll come back this half.
All right, as they come out of the huddle, they are at their 16-yard line. Warren is the quarterback, and that's Walter Burrell in motion. And straight up the middle. Well, we've got some physical stuff going on out there now. 87 for Archie's.
Well,
Dave Santasosa.
Yeah, he better watch himself for unsportsmanlike there. The whistle was blown, and he's still out there pushing people around.
There's a gain of about 1.5 yards on the play. We'll call it 2nd and 8.
Gain of 2. 2nd and 8.
And I don't know if that is halftime interview gave you any kind of an indication of how windy it was, but I'll tell you, it's cold up there. Warren rolling out to his left, looking to pass, looking for Craig Dalrymple, and he might have made a miraculous catch. We'll see if they rule it in or out of bounds.
Oh, no.
They're going to call it back saying, no, he was out of bounds. Great catch, though, even though he was out of bounds.
It was a good job, a good play by Greg getting the pass off. Archbishop Williams is really getting in there on him the last few times, and the offensive line's got to keep him out. They got to give Greg a little bit more time than that.
Well, Greg's had pressure from this Archie's team all day today. He's probably had more pressure from this team today than from all the other teams combined throughout the season. Not able to sit in that pocket too long and get too comfortable. They've been pressuring him all game long. And he's rolling out to his right now, looking back to his left, and looking for number 80.
Looks like it
Three.
might have been Narciso.
Um,
That was Narciso he
that
was
was
looking
Narciso.
for.
Okay. And I think there should have been a flag for a late hit there.
I'll say one thing. Number 1 covered great on that play. You know, he was right there. You know, give him credit where it's due.
There was great coverage, but Narciso was down on the turf, and as was obvious, he was nowhere near the ball, and Resnick still threw the shot on him.
Yep.
I was going to say cheap shot, but we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Warren getting off a low snap and punt, rolls past the 45-yard line of Archbishop Williams, so they'll take over at 44, 1st and 10.
Down in the 44. Good field position for Archie's. And I'd like to also congratulate Coach Dan Devlin and his flag football team as they won their playoff game yesterday in the South Shore Men's Flag Football League 35-0.
Isn't that a little self-serving, Bill? Didn't you play in that game?
Yes, I'm on the team. I'll say the Frizolco brothers led the way, though, as all 3 of them had a touchdown.
Archbishop Williams, 1st and 10, from their 44-yard line. Howlett with and a great hit there by number 52 of Westwood. I think it was 52. No, we'll call it 53, Bruce McKinnon.
That was McKinnon with the initial stick there.
Right at the line. Gain of about a yard.
Bruce is having a great game on defense today. He really is.
Archbishop Williams, 46.
2nd and 9 for Archbishop Williams. They're at the 46-yard line. Westwood leading here 7-0 early on in the 3rd quarter.
They're going to be sweeping the ball here.
There's a pitch out to Mike Jones, number 23. Shoestring tackle made initially by number 25, Walter Burrell, to trip him up and give the other guys some time to get to him. Number 66, Mike Shea, in on the tackle.
Big gain by Archie's.
Sorry, Rob
on that
Sweeney.
Play. Westwood's got to be aware of the fact that Archie's is going to be sweeping the ball a lot. Instead of, like, if they have 8 yards to go for a first, they're not going to throw the ball. They're going to sweep the ball or go with an end around.
Third and 3. The ball is to Howlett. He'll dive into the pack and see if he's not going to be close to that first down at all. He'll be off by about a yard anyway.
They'll go for it, though.
4th and about a yard.
It's 4th and 1, and you got a 232-pound back.
You got to give him the ball.
You give him the ball right up the middle.
That's what got you here.
Here it goes. They're going to be going right up the right guard.
And the crowd is really getting into this game now. And that's Holler with the ball, and I think they may have stopped him. I think they may have stopped him short.
It's going to be close. It depends on where the official spots the ball. It's going to be real close.
We're going to have a timeout on this, I'm sure, for a measurement.
Oh, yeah, you'll definitely see a measurement on this.
Yep.
And they're calling him in.
I don't think they've made it.
I hope you're right, Raj.
If they made it, it's only on the spot because he did not look like he made it on his own.
The defense really rose to the occasion there. I think it's going to be a Westwood football. Come on, pull those chains now.
Nice and tight.
Oh, yeah,
Westwood takes over.
Westwood
1st and 10. A big play for that Westwood defense. Another one and a great string of plays made by them today.
I'll tell you, it comes down to 4th and 1, and they send a bruiser like that at you, and they stuff them. That is great defense.
I tell you, that has got to put a real hurt on that Archbishop
yeah.
Williams team.
Absolutely.
Nobody's been able to play them this tight all season long. 1st and 10 for Westwood. They're at the 47-yard line, their own 47. And now let's see if the offense can capitalize. Narciso split wide right. Brett Jacobson in motion. Pitch out to Walter Burrell, trying to go around the right end. Gets a block, but not enough of a block. Number 44 is going to tackle him, and 44 is Brian Howlett. Providing the block was number 59, Brad Pindell.
They picked up about four yards on the play. Brett Jacobson made a nice block on the linebacker coming out of the backfield.
I don't know if you saw what I saw, Bill, but Pindell was making a block, and as soon as the Archie's guy shed Pindell, another one came by and threw an elbow in his back.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. But obviously the officials didn't see that.
No.
Quick one with Brett Jacobson off the left tackle. And that's a gain of about 4 or 5 yards, making it 3rd and 1, we'll call it, 1.5. At 45-yard line now.
Westwood showing a little power ball here, coming right at him. 3rd and 1. They're in 2-down territory.
What do you think, the drop play here, Billy?
No, they're going to send They should send Walter right up the gut.
There's going to be an
caught him
offside.
offsides.
And Westwood's going to get the first down for free.
And again, Steve Lund sees the kid jump. He snaps the ball right away. And that's a big first down, and you can credit Steve Lund with it.
Offsides against Archbishop Williams. 1st and 10 for Westwood from the 38-yard line of Archbishop Williams.
Steve Lund has gotten Westwood 2 key first downs today with that same play. The kid jumps offsides, he immediately snaps the ball. And not too many people have noticed him this year. When you're a center in a shotgun offense and no one notices you, that means you're doing a good job because the snaps are there every time.
We're going to do the reverse, and that's Brian Narciso with the ball, number 36, going around the left end. And he's going to be brought down by number 1, Ed Resnick. Gain of about 7 or 8 yards on that play. A nice play.
Nice play. You know what I like about it is Greg Warren gets out there, and he leads the blocking. Greg's not afraid to get out there and stick someone.
In the Holliston game, we saw him throw a couple of key blocks.
Yep. And he made a nice tackle. A kid intercepted one of his passes, and Greg went up.
Him for a loop.
He did.
That kid did a somersault in the air.
Yeah.
We got 2nd and 2 for Westwood at the 32-yard line of Archbishop Williams.
I think Westwood might be wearing them down a little bit.
And that's exactly what Paul Carroll said that they wanted to do. Despinoza in motion to the left. That's Brett Jacobson with the ball in the middle. He'll lunge forward, gain maybe 2 or 3 yards for the first down, it looks like. We'll call it a 1st and 10.
Yeah, Archie's are just tired. Westwood is not tired at all, and I'll tell you why. All the mothers got together today and had a big breakfast for all the players up at the high school, and they have all kinds of energy from it. Mrs. Zilg was there, Mrs. Bean, Mrs. Warren, Mrs. Jacobson, and they just had a great big breakfast. All the players have lots of energy from it now.
Was it just for the players, Bill?
Players and coaches. I stopped by, too. I wasn't invited. I crashed.
And you didn't call me. Thanks. Warren whirling out to his right, looking for Dalrymple, incomplete. And I think there should be a flag on that play as well. The defender threw his hand in front of Dalrymple's face long after the play was over. He just covered his face with his hand, and they're letting them play. No doubt about that, but there are some things that they shouldn't let go.
Yeah, you're right, Raj. Let the boys play. Don't get flag happy. But geez, I mean, when the ball's in the air and the guy goes up and smacks the receiver, I mean, let's not, we got to throw the flag on that.
2nd and 10 from Archie's 28-yard line. And the key to this game today has been the fact that Archbishop Williams' offense has not been on the field for any extended period of time. When you're not on the field, you can't score. Greg Warren in the pocket, holding on to it, going to eat that ball. None of his receivers were open. That's going to be a sack for Archbishop Williams. Big play for them, but a smart one for Greg.
Yeah, sometimes you have to do that. You don't want to put it up for grabs when you're down in this, close territory. Loss of about 10.
Call it about 3rd and 20.
Westwood may come back with that middle screen now because the Archie's linemen are going to be coming in real fast.
I formation in the backfield. Burl and Jacobson. Jacobson with the draw play, and he's going to be stacked up at about the 35-yard line by number 42, Bill Kinsher.
Now, it looks to me like Westwood may punt the ball here.
Well, I don't know. I think he's got his wind at his back. Maybe he'll give it a shot.
They may go for that coffin corner, Roger, and try to stuff him inside the 10.
No, he's got to be careful. As we said, the wind is at his back, and if he gets this up too high, it'll carry a little bit.
Yeah. He'll be kicking for the sideline here.
And he's going to get it down, but it's going to go into the end zone. Didn't get it over to the corner far enough. He was at it about the 3-yard line when it hit, so if he'd angled it a little bit more, could have been interesting.
Yeah. Well, now, again, though, Archie's has the ball
deep in their
on
own
the
territory.
20. Yeah, they got 80 yards to go to pay dirt. West Roxbury team is showing up for their game. I see some of them in the stands now.
That'll be an interesting game.
Yep.
Archie's comes out of the huddle. Landolfi is the quarterback. Matt Landolfi, number 9. Handing that off to number 44, Brian Howlett. And Howlett is going to be tackled initially by number 25, Walter Burrell.
And I see T.C. Crabtree making his way up to the press box here. He should be barging in on us momentarily.
The door is locked, isn't it?
If it's not, hurry up. Uh-oh, here he comes.
We're in trouble now.
And here he is, the former owner of the team, T.C. Crabtree.
Wait, what do you mean?
Howlett with the
owner?
ball.
I didn't sell his team to anybody. And secondly, we're keeping it here in the Boston area.
You can move the Patriots, but not the Westwood Wolverines.
Well, TC doesn't even make a great shaver. Illegal procedure called against Archbishop Williams. That'll bring him back 5 yards. This drive stalling again. Second and about 11. Now at their 19-yard line. And throughout the game, they seem to have been taking the ball in the wrong direction. TC saying it's a great ball game. We agree with them. Under pressure from number 53, McKinnon. Landolfi gets the ball off. Looking for number 1, Resnick. Incomplete. Knocked down by number 42 for Westwood. Number 42 is Mike Kane, and Resnick making the saving tackle there if if Kane had caught that ball.
Almost intercepted the ball.
Third and 11 from their 19.
And I'll tell you, the Westwood secondary this year is probably the biggest secondary they've ever had. If you just look at it, they go 6'1", Jacobson is 6'1", Bean is 6'1", Kane is 6 feet. I mean, they're very tall people, so if you're going to try to throw deep on them, you're going to have a problem.
Oh, and that one was stuffed out, but he still got the ball up to Resnick, and he's looking for someplace to go, and he's got nowhere to go. Thurman making the initial tackle on 23, Mike Jones, and he gets in on the saving tackle.
What a play by Paul Thurman.
Incredible.
He gets in there. He almost caused a fumble. He sticks that kid, okay? The kid luckily gets the handoff off. Then Thurman runs over and tackles the other guy.
No way they were going to get out of the arms of Westwood in that particular play.
And this is his first year he's ever played football in his life.
Archbishop Williams must be asking themselves, what do we have to do to get going? There's a punt that was almost blocked again.
Stay away
Brett
from it,
Jacobson
Westwood.
letting
Stay
it
away
bounce.
from it.
And that ball will be down at the 43-yard line of Archbishop Williams. And again, Westwood takes over with some excellent field position.
I'm going to make a real bold prediction right here. Westwood is going to drive in for a touchdown right now and put the game on ice.
Okay. We won't argue with you.
They're due.
2:16 left in the third quarter. Westwood up 7-0 on a Marcus Despinoza run.
And you may see Westwood throwing here because they have the wind and the period is almost over. So they want to, throw with the wind.
As we've said, Greg hasn't had a whole lot of success passing today with that wind and with the receivers with cold hands. They've dropped a few good ones on him. Despinoza trying to get around the right end, and he'll gain maybe 3 or 4 yards on that play before he's finally brought down by number 44, Howlett.
Eric, remembering that the clock is his best friend right now, and he's keeping it moving.
And again, the longer you keep that Archbishop Williams offense off the field, the least likelihood of any possibility that they're going to come back.
It's unbelievable, Roger.
They've really
plays
dominated
and a
them today. It's
plays and a
incredible.
punt every time.
Nobody could have predicted this kind of a game today. Warren handing off to Despinoza off the left tackle. He'll be brought down by number 42, and 42 is Kinscherf, the captain. Gain of about 2 yards on the play. We'll call it 3rd and 3 at the 36-yard line.
And Marcus Despinoza is somebody that Archie's definitely did not prepare for.
Agreed.
Yeah, they Marcus really hasn't played much offense, and then Westwood springs this quick guy on him, and he's having a great game.
And that's Walter Burrell with the ball. And he breaks free, and he could go in all the way. He's going. And that's Walter the ball game. Touchdown. That's the game, folks. What a run by Burrell in the middle. He broke one tackle and kissed him goodbye. He's on his way.
Westwood will win this game now. no way that anybody's going to score 2 touchdowns on Paul Carroll's defense.
Well, I hope you're right, Bill. I'm gonna remain cautious and conservative here. It's still a lot of time left in this game.
It's like
14 points.
I
is a
told
lot.
you they
I
were going
agree.
to score there, and I'm telling you right now, they've got the game. That's it, folks.
Excellent run by Walter Burrell. Westwood's offense this game has been running, not the passing attack that we've seen so much of this year. And we're going to go for the 2-point conversion. Jamie McMillan looking for the pass. Incomplete. And now it's 13-0, Westwood leading. And that was a big play because now that gives Archbishop Williams the possibility of winning the game on 2 touchdowns with the point conversion on each.
They will not score 2 touchdowns. They won't even score 1. They haven't even come close yet. They got a little close at the end of the first half, but Westwood is going to pretty good defense anyway. And if Westwood wins, that'll give them 11 wins for the season. That's a school record. No team in Westwood has ever won 11 games in a season.
Well, no team has ever won 10 games in a season, so they already have the record.
No, that's not the case because back in 1984 when Westwood won the Super Bowl, they were 9-1 in the regular season, won the Super Bowl 28-26, and that gave them a 10-1 record.
Yeah, but no team has gone 10-0 in Westwood history.
That's true.
Thank you. '84, kicking off for Westwood, Rich Glenn. And that's going to be Resnick at his 15, 20, 25. Trying to break outside, gets to the 30. Marcus Despinoza with the tackle at the 29-yard line. And he's all over the place today.
He's doing it everywhere. He's got to have close to 100 yards rushing. Now he's making tackles on the special teams.
Marcus Despinoza having the game of his life.
No question about it.
I don't even know if in his dreams he could have thought about having this kind of a game. Primarily because he hasn't really had the opportunity to do this much this year.
No, and I think it says something about, next year you're going to see him be a real focal point of the offense.
Both he and Burrell coming back next year. That bodes well for the backfield. Landolfi looking to pass, steps up out of the pocket.
Excellent coverage in the secondary. He did have a little bit of time. He was looking to throw the ball, but his receivers were all covered.
Rob Sweeney with the tackle, the 66. Second and 9, we'll call it. 34 seconds left in the third quarter. Clock is running. Archie's has to get one more play off. Game clock down to 11 seconds, play clock. And that's Mike Jones trying to get around the right end, and hello, a sea of green waiting for him, and a flag on the play. Probably a late hit.
I think he might have a hold.
Face mask is the call.
We'll take it.
Well, he signaled that against Archbishop Williams, but there's no way it could be against Archbishop Williams.
Now, Paul Carroll continues to stay in that 5-3 stack, and he's blitzing his linebackers off it, and it's really working well. When you have a secondary of Bean, Kane, and Jacobson, you can afford to do that.
I make that correction. The face mask is against Westwood, not Archbishop Williams. That'll make it 2nd and 4.
The officials blew that one, Raj.
Yes. No,
Yeah.
We knew who the call
Yeah.
was against.
Yeah.
Second and 4.
That's the period.
Going into the fourth period, Westwood is ahead 13-0. When we come back, it'll be 2nd and 4 for Archbishop Williams from their 40-yard line. Don't go away. We're coming right back. And we're back, and you just missed a great play by number, let's see, I think it's number 88, Paul Thurman, sacking the quarterback, making it 3rd and 9 for Archbishop Williams.
Paul Thurman again with the big play. He's been doing it all season long.
Give you an indication of what the weather conditions are like here. We're going to give you a shot of those flags high above the field in just a second, so you can see how that wind is whipping. Matt Landolfi, the quarterback for Archbishop Williams. Whoa, what a play!
Nothing.
Bruce McKinnon with help from Paul Thurman. Brian Howlett on his keister in the backfield, a position I'm sure he's not accustomed to.
But he has been today.
Incredible. 4th and 15 now for Archbishop
It's
Williams.
like
They will have to
nobody's
punt.
It's like nobody's even lining up on McKinnon half the time. You know, it's like they snap the ball, he just runs right in there.
There you can get an idea of what this wind is like with those flags. Here's the punt. And that's just straight up and straight down. The ball will drop at the 49-yard line of Archbishop Williams. And again, Westwood with some excellent field position.
Now, there's a flag on the play.
It looks like it's against Westwood.
I think you might have seen some type of roughing on Westwood. I don't know.
Odd that they should start to call that now when they've been letting both teams go. See what we've got. And the penalty will be against Westwood. They're meeting with the Archbishop Williams captains to determine whether they want to take the penalty or let it go.
Now, if it's a rough in the kicker penalty,
No,
that gives...
nobody got near him.
Okay, yeah. Let's see what we have then. They may play the down over.
And it looks like that's what they're going to do. They're going to bring the ball back. And I still have not seen a call.
I'll tell you, the fact that they're playing it over is a big break for Archie's, because that was the kid shanked the punt. So now he has a chance to get a good punt off.
Still no signal from the officials as to what that penalty was. But it'll be 4th and 9, exactly where it was before the play started.
Okay, so now
And
they're
Kurt
going-
Charlton will get another chance. And Brett Jacobson back shading his eyes from the sun. And that punt is not much better than the one he just got.
He shanks it
and
again.
That'll go out of bounds at the 44-yard line of Westwood, so he might have picked up 6 yards on the punt. But still, Westwood will have some very good field position.
First down, Westwood.
The clock now is not in Archbishop Williams' favor. 9:31 remaining in the game with Westwood with a 13-0 lead.
And the lead of 13-0 is no indication of how Westwood has dominated today. It really hasn't been a close game.
Not whatsoever.
Westwood, the smaller team, has dominated up front completely.
But the quicker team.
And that's the difference.
Greg Warren handing the ball off to Walter Burrell. Walter Burrell still on his feet. Crosses midfield, just shy of midfield at 47-yard line. Gain of about 3 or 4 yards on the play.
And Walter's showing a little ability to break some tackles here. You know, people talk about Howlett, how he's such a great, big, powerful runner, and he is. But Walter's 5'11", 192, and he's got a little bit of power of his own.
Bill, if you're a college scout watching this game, what's your impression of Howlett today?
My impression of him?
Yeah.
Having an off day. That's what, if I was one of those guys for
Good teams will make good players have off days, Bill. And that's Walter Burrell with the ball again. And he'll be across midfield down to about the 40-yard line of Archbishop Williams. 1st and 10 for Westwood.
I'll be honest, as far as the Howlett thing goes again, he really hasn't had a lot of holes to run through. So, you know, the Westwood defense is right there every time he gets the ball, it seems.
And now the players chanting the crowd, telling them, let's go, let's go, let's hear some noise. Toilet paper, rolls of it flying through the air. Warren on an option, flips it off to Brett Jacobson. Brett Jacobson is going to go in there for the 1st down. Nice run, nice handoff by Warren, keeping the ball to the last second.
Great play by Greg. He ran that option well. What he did is it was him
Made
out
the
there with
defender
the
commit.
cornerback. Right, the guy had to come up and hit Greg, and as soon as he hit him, he pitched the ball back to Brett.
And again, that's just another indication of Greg Warren not being afraid to eat that ball or take the hit, staying in there to the last possible moment.
You may see it coming back to the other side now.
1st and 10 Westwood. And that will be Walter Burrell. He'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. He'll be going nowhere on that play. Westwood is now inside the 30-yard line of Archbishop Williams.
And the important thing about this drive is Westwood is chewing up the clock. They're keeping it on the ground, they're keeping it in bounds, and they're using up a lot of time.
And like we said before, If Archie's offense can't get on the field, they can't score, and that's been one of the keys to this game. Westwood's offense has been on that field to a considerably longer degree of time than Archie's team has. Warren comes out 2nd and 10 from the 29-yard line of Archbishop Williams. He's got Burl and Jacobson in the backfield. He's rolling out under pressure. He's going to be stacked in the backfield by number 71, Greg Kuchar, with help from 87, Dave Santososo.
Boy, a whole lot of gold on that play. All I saw was a bunch of gold coming in.
No way he was going to go anywhere with that ball.
No. They just got through. The big boys got through on that one.
3rd and a long 20.
Well, you got 3rd and long like this. Throw it into the end zone. Go deep with it. Go for the touchdown right now.
Well, he's throwing into the wind, too, so let's see. They're going to hold that ball, keep it on the ground, let the clock run. That'll make it 4th and 20. Warren will be back to punt.
Yep, they'll definitely try to pin him back there again.
And that clock continues to run. Under 6:30 left in the game.
And Williams is setting up for the return here. They're really not coming for this.
Resnick calling for the fair catch, but they're going to let it bounce. Tom Bean will down that ball at the 16-yard line of Archbishop Williams. And it'll be 1st and 10 there. At least this time they're not 1st and 10 from their 27.
Well, I think we're finally going to see the Archbishop Williams passing attack because there's 6 minutes left. They're down by 2 touchdowns. They got to get a quick one. So look for them to come out throwing this series.
If nothing else, I think this Westwood defense has gained respectability outside the Tri-Valley League.
Well, if you look at the 2 non-league games, they won those convincingly, and
very well.
You know, Wayland was 7-3, and you know, they're Division III team in the Dual County League. Westwood beat them 23-0. But you're right, Roger. This is a big win, not only for Westwood but for the league.
Agreed. And all year long, we've heard how great Greg Warren's arm is, and no doubt about it, he's been just a super quarterback, very mature for a high school senior, a lot of poise. But again, throughout the season, not a whole lot of credit was given to that defense.
The defense has been one of the best ever. As far as the touchdowns they've given up, most of them have been late in the game when backups have been in there. You know,
yeah, the starting defense, if they've given up any touchdowns, they're very, very few, if any at all.
Yeah. This defense ranks right up with the 83 defense that had 8 shutouts. This defense is just up, you know, up to that level. They really are.
I think overall this team would be, if you took them on par with the 83 team, I think they'd be overall a better team.
Absolutely. Oh, no
doubt.
question about it. They set a school record for points.
I'd rank them right up there with the 84 team. Landolfi smothered by Bruce McKinnon and friends. Friends include number 66, Rob Sweeney, number 88, Paul Thurman, and a host of others.
Yeah. A host of Sweeney and Thurman, first-year players. It's amazing. Before the season started, the Globe comes out with a big article saying Westwood's mini dynasty may be over. They graduated too many people. They got a lot of inexperienced players. And here we are looking at an 11-0 season.
I tell you, we just don't get any respect. You know what I mean? Do you?
Eric Wilfinger doing an incredible job.
2nd and 12 for Williams. They're now at their 14-yard line. Landolfi looking to pass out to the flats to number 23, Mike Jones. Mike Jones having to come back across the seam around the left end, looking for blockers, and he's not going to find any more of them. Number 87, Tom Bean, and number 42, Mike Kane making the tackle.
Good individual effort by Jones there. You know, the defense had him stuffed on one side, so he brought it back for a small gain on the other side. But again, it's too little too late.
3rd and 6 for Archie's.
You know, I'm surprised with this amount of time left that Archie's is running the ball. I mean, they're using up the clock. Westwood must love it.
Certainly won't see them complaining. Resnick in motion. Landolfi dropping back and in the pocket. He's going to be nailed by number 15, Marcus Espinosa, with the game of his life.
Doing it all over the field. Special teams, defense, offense.
What a play.
Jeez.
Where would they be without him today? Only a junior. 5'10", 162 pounds.
Not the biggest kid on the field, but he's playing like it right now.
Williams forced a punt just outside their end zone. They get this one off and straight down again. The ball drops in at about the 40-yard line. Westwood with great field position.
Charlton,
it's a broken record.
His last 3 punts, he's shanked them all. They've been terrible punts, and I'm surprised he's got the win. And in the first half, he was averaging 32 yards a kick.
You know, in all fairness, my feet are pretty cold right now, and I'm not down there on the field in the wind.
You know, that's probably it. That's true.
But that, you know, that makes it tough to feel that ball coming off your foot and get a decent kick.
Well, with 3:50 left, Westwood 13-0, and the ball inside the 40 here.
The fat lady's warming up. Walter Burrell with the ball, running in the middle with a beautiful hole. Stopped by number 79, it looked like.
Yep, right between London Shea. They opened up a nice hole for Walter, and he picks up 8 yards on the play.
And Eric is going to keep that ball on the ground. We've got a timeout called by Archbishop Williams here. They're going to stop the clock with 3:35 left in the game. But that's okay with Westwood. They'll keep the ball on the ground and just keep chewing up the clock.
And we're seeing a lot of seniors finishing up their career today, and what a great career they've had. People like Brad Pindell, lineman of the year in the Tri-Valley League. Mike Shea, one of the co-captains, Tri-Valley All-Star, phenomenal season. Steve Lund, first-year player, comes out, starts at center, great job. Tom Murray, you know, just a fabulous season from him. Tom Bean, Dal Ripple, you can't say enough about him, you know.
And as long as we're passing credit around, again, we'd like to thank Patterson Insurance Agency on Washington Street in Westwood, just across from St. Dennis's Church, who, if not for them, we would not be here covering this game today. As we've said before, for those of you that might have missed it, the MIAA charges a user fee for cable television companies to come in and record the game. And had Patterson not been so kind as to pay that user's fee, cable services would not have been able to come here and cover this game today and provide it for you now. So, again, taking the time to thank Patterson Insurance Agency for their kindness. Walter Burrow with the ball.
Boy, the officials missed something there. It looked to me like Archie's jumped, and then the Westwood player jumped there, but they let it go.
And it's a Westwood first down.
Another first down for Westwood. And it looks like they're going to be driving in for another TD here. They're going to keep it on the ground, of course.
An atypical game for Westwood compared to what we've seen them do in the past this season. Running the ball very, very effectively. Warren, not much of a factor as far as passing the ball has been today. Just superb in handing the ball off to some great running. One of them, Brett Jacobson, with the ball now, trying to cut back. Going to be upended by Ed Resnick, number 1, and number 44, Brian Howlett. Also having a great running game today, Marcus Espinosa with the game of his life, and Walter Burrell.
Well, it just shows
with a touchdown.
What a great team Westwood is. They don't, you know, Westwood, the past did bring them here as far as the offense goes.
But they're not a one-dimensional team.
Yeah, it's a little windy out there today. It's a little cold, so they just go to the run. And they're doing to Archbishop Williams what everybody thought Archie Bills was going to do to us. We're ramming it right down their throat.
Key here is that Archie's has not established its running game, and they've really had no passing game to go to.
That's right. They could not adapt the way Westwood could.
No. Archie's is going to live and die by the run.
Yep, and they're dying. They're dead.
2:48 left in the game. 2nd and 12 for Westwood. We are at the 26-yard line of Archbishop Williams.
The fans are starting to get close to the field. They're ready to rush out there and congratulate these kids who have been working hard since July. They were up at the high school running in that heat, if you remember, and now here they are in December, still out there going strong. The team that nobody thought was going to do anything this year.
Well, I don't know about that. I don't think everybody thought they were going to be nothing.
No, they were predicted to finish about 4th or 5th in the Tri-Valley League.
Who made that projection?
That was made by the papers and coaches and the so-called experts.
Well,
who were wrong.
We
And-
know what the papers have said about Westwood in the past. Westwood has always been the underdog.
But at any rate, they weren't expected to do much, and here they are. They're going to go 11-0, and you know, it's just a lot of hard work with the coaching staff and the players. It's, you know, especially the seniors. The seniors really led the team, did a great job.
3rd and 12 for Westwood. Reverse with Narciso with the ball. He's got some speed. He breaks one tackle, but he's going to be met by Brian Howlett, and he'll lose the yard on the exchange.
Hey, good call, good defense.
Again, you keep the ball on the ground, make Archbishop Williams work for it. You'll stop the clock with 1:55 left in the game. And
Looks like they may be going into a punting formation here.
well, it's 4th and about 14 now for Westwood.
4th and long.
And the vocal cords on the fat lady starting to look good.
I'll be honest, I don't think I would punt here. I mean, you're on the 30-yard line. If you punt the ball, it's probably going to go into the end zone. You get a 10-yard pickup on it. I mean, I'd go for it. I'd throw one into the end zone.
Well, that's why you and I are up here, Bill. And that's why Eric gets paid the big bucks to make those decisions. And that's why we're working for free. Warren with the squib, looking to get it. No, it's going to bounce into the end zone or come back out to the 20, so they'll pick up 10 yards on the exchange.
Well, Eric has been uncharacteristically for him conservative today.
Yes.
But he's played the percentages, and
He's done what they've had to
on
do.
a 13-0 lead. So it's worked out pretty well for him.
You can be conservative when you got a lead. Archie's 1:48 left in the game. If they're going to establish anything, it better be now.
They got to throw the ball deep. I mean, there's no question about it, and they can't. So the Westwood fans are getting ready to rush the field here.
They've seen a great game today. Landolfi looking to pass. Under pressure from number 56, Mike Shea gets away from him. Throws that ball to Ed Resnick. Walter Burrow will touch him.
Thurman gets in there again with some nice pressure.
And there'll be a loss of 2 on the play. 2nd and 12.
And the defensive front for Westwood, all seniors, Mike Shea, Brad Pindell, Rob Sweeney, Bruce McKinnon, Paul Thurman, all playing the best game they've played all year. They went up against a bigger, stronger team and dominated them.
Landolfi.
There it is again.
That's Walter Burrow and
Walter
Bruce
breaks in
McKinnon.
there. You know, keeping Walter out of the first quarter, I think, forced him to play a better game. I think by the time he got in there, he was so mad, he just went out there and he's been going crazy ever since.
Certainly there's few things that you could find fault with in Westwood's game plan today.
You know, actually, considering the weather conditions, Westwood has played a flawless game.
35 seconds left in the game. We'd like to thank our crew here today, Eugene, Mark, and Eric. And there's going to be a flag on the play. That'll stop the clock. 27 seconds left in the game. A camera crew having to stand out there in the cold today, having a certainly much harder game for them than for either myself or for Bill. Eric Pickenick's down in the truck, producing another fine game. I'm Roger Cummings with Bill Crabtree, the clock winding down, and for Dan McCarthy, we'd like to thank you all for joining us throughout this season. Landolfi is trying to get away. He's not going to. The clock is going to continue to run. 13 seconds and running. We're down to 10, 9, and counting. Westwood is going to win the Division IV Super Bowl 13-0 over the highly touted Archbishop Williams. Westwood, the winner.